Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Tourists from around the globe are expressing their discomfort with escalating heat in the Caribbean. They're finding it harder to cope with warm temperatures they once hunted. In part one of Too Hot to Handle, Romarda Lyons focuses on the impact of climate change on the tourism industry in the Caribbean.
It's the norm for people to travel to the Caribbean for warmth. Soaking up the sun, as they put it, became a trend worthy to be followed. But as climate change continues to hold the region in a headlock, the sun is starting to dry all interests.
In the summer, because it gets so much hotter than it used to be in Canada, we don't really go to Caribbean countries or much warmer countries because it's already warm enough in the places that we do live. Climate change is just a negative effect overall on everybody because it's extreme in both ends.
Ryan George, also from Canada, agrees.
Warmer, maybe the West Coast or something, they're probably not looking to travel as much, which obviously implicates, the economy in Jamaica and surrounding areas, right? That really rely on the tourist, income.
Jamaica has a target of 500,000 visitors from Canada by 2025. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett described the target as ambitious but achievable.
As I'm here in New York City for Caribbean Week, a lot of Americans have expressed interest in vacationing, but high on their lists are much cooler places. So does Jamaica or the Caribbean at large stand a chance?
I would definitely arrange the vacation for a cooler period, because I know that all over the world there are places that are uninhabitable, are going to be uninhabitable because of the heat. I don't think too much about the attitude of people that have to live in the heat. I think about the survivability. How can they live? And the poorer you are, the harder it is to live.
The concern stretches to Argentina.
It's getting much hotter in the city. People are trying to get out of that place, and because it's really hot, and we're just not used to get these temperatures there. So the fact that people were traveling around the Caribbean and also Jamaica and many other places to search for that warm and hot temperatures, we are having them in Argentina right now.
Meanwhile, other Americans say all interest isn't lost. Vanessa Emlich from Nebraska, for example, points to other pull factors.
I think it depends on, what else you're looking for. So it's not just about the weather. It might be the attraction. So like having a beach available or other things that you just don't have in your local area. So if you don't have an ocean where you live, like we're in Nebraska, we don't have an ocean.
In its heat forecast for April to September 2024, the Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum projected near record heat until October, particularly in August and September. Can this heat burn tourism earnings that the Caribbean depends on heavily? Officials across the region respond in part two. Romarda Lyons, TVJ News.
The inflation rate for May was 0.5%. This increase was influenced mainly by a 1.1% increase in the index food and non-alcoholic beverages. This was primarily due to a 5.2% rise in the class vegetables, tubers, plantains, cooking bananas, and pulses. The inflation rate was also impacted by higher electricity rates. Point-to-point inflation for May was 5.2%. This was 0.1 percentage point lower than the 5.3% recorded for April 2023 to April 2024. Foreign exchange trading ended today with banks and cambios selling the American dollar for an average $156.37. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $115.58. $199.32 is the average value of the pound, while the euro is going for an average $171.25. And to the stock market now, the JSE index declined by 4,687 points today, while the junior market advanced by 1 point. Among the 46 winners, First Rock Real Estate Investments US dollar, JMMB Group 5.75% US dollar CR preference shares, Cygnus Credit Investments 10.5% preference shares, Dolphin Cove, and Medical Disposables and Supplies. The 46 losers include Epley 7.5% preference shares, JMMB Group 7.15% CR preference shares, Stationery and Office Supplies, Jamaica Stock Exchange, as well as AS Bryden and Sons Holdings. 16 stocks traded firm. And that's it for the business day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Good evening.